In this video, I'm just going to be showing off my sorcerer that I'm working on, and I want to thank a YouTuber that has been, we have been discussing back and forth certain rules on the sorcerer. It hasn't been like a mean-hearted conversation. It's just been about rules, everything on my last video, which was Adepticon 1000-point list, and his name is foostufoo. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but you have the name there. So we were just discussing some rules back and forth of how it would work, or how the sorcerer would get 2 icons if, and he was trying to tell me that I could not have 2 marks, and I read through all his stuff, and I went through the codex again, and he is completely right. I misread it, and I also talked to one of my GW, a GW worker, and he plays Nurgle, and he said that I can't do that, so you are completely right, foostufoo. That's a cool name. Alright, you were completely right, and thank you for informing me of that. I completely looked on the pages that you were talking about, and you were completely right, so I want to thank you for telling me that. Alright, now that I mentioned him, I'm going to move on to my sorcerer. Here's my sorcerer. I've been working on him. It's about 8:53, and I have to go to bed in about an hour for school. But here he is. The cloak is completely finished. It's got a nice build up of scorched brown and a beast shield brown, and then to commando khaki, and then to bleached bone, and 2 coats of that, and then a watered down coat to make it all nice and smooth. And then I did highlights with a 1-on-1 mix of white and bleached bone, and I did those kind of fat highlights, and then I hit it up with some white highlights, and then I did a Devlin Mud wash, and it gave it a very rough textured look, like a cloak would look, and I really did like that. But it really took away the blending that I did and the highlights that I did. So I just decided to throw some white back in there just a little bit to make it pop a little bit more. And it really gives it that nice rough texture that a cloak in war, a cloak wouldn't look all nice and perfect and highlighted and all colorful and everything. It'd look worn and torn and all that good stuff. So I really like that, the way the cloak turned out. And here I've green stuffed a little magical bolt coming out here. All I did is take about a rectangle about the size of my thumbnail, which is that big. There's the base, so that's a little comparison. And I basically just twisted it around, and I shaped it with my X-Acto blade to make those lines a little more defined. And it kind of looks like Laffy Taffy all twisted up, which is pretty cool. And then I just cut off some skulls and just shove those in there, so it looks like he's shooting out some deadly skull, nasty Laffy Taffy colored fire stuff from his hand. I did that stretchy stuff technique to look like it's actually coming out of him. And I highlighted that up in a fire color all the way up to yellow, so that turned out pretty good. And for the skulls and the horns, I just basically did white with Devlin Mud. I'll go back and touch them up a little bit to make them look a little more spiffy. Here I have the sword here. I dry brush this in grays. And then before the last layer of wolf gray, or space wolves gray, I dry brush sunburst yellow, a very light coat. And then I dry brush the wolf gray on top, just to give it, since it's a force weapon and he's a sorcerer, just to give it that look that it's powerful, not just a heap of rock on top of a handle. And added some blood effects and some gold with a Devil Mud wash. It turned out to be looking pretty nice. I don't know if you can see that yellow. I think you may be able to see it a little bit on the dry brushing there. See if I can get close enough. Yeah. It's kind of just everywhere in scattered spots. You may not be able to make it out on the video, but it's there. Then I have a Tzeentch shoulder pad, because Tzeentch pretty much has tons of awesome sorcerers, and I think of Tzeentch to be like the mastery of sorcerers and of magic. So I just gave him a little shoulder pad to make him look a little more magical. And I also gave him the Tzeentch helmet, I believe it is, because I just like the look of that. Kind of looks like a knight with horns. Green stuff, little tentacle there coming out of a bolt hole. A few minor details I need to adjust, which I need to finish painting the belt. Well, just completely paint the belt because I haven't even started. Touch up some horn stuff, highlight the gold, highlight the blue in here. And there's one more thing that I had to do. Oh yeah, the jump pack. Guess I'll show you guys that. I don't know. Focus. It's weird. Alright, here it is. I got a little icon that I took with Chaos Lore, and I just put a little Tzeentch thing there. I'm not doing this for a Tzeentch army. I just like the Tzeentch logo and everything. So there's the icon of Tzeentch. And he's got a tentacle coming out, just looping around. Still need to paint that. Still need to wash all the metallics in Devil Mud. And I still need to finish painting that little banner. But all the armor on the jump pack is finished. Just needing a wash on the metallics and the tentacle to be finished. And then I can glue that on with a few more minor touch-ups. He'll be done. I wanted him to look a little bit better than my normal troops. I'm also going to highlight the green a lot. I'm going to highlight it like my Chaos Lord. And you guys didn't see my other Chaos Lord that I dropped out of my list. I put like 6 layers of green highlights, almost all the way up to a white. And he looks like he's like glowing, which is awesome. So that'll be a nice look for a sorcerer. And this is not the base I'm using. My friend for Adepticon, he's using a Tyrannid list, and he's using like an Ice Nids kind of a scheme. So I have a little resin base that has a kind of a gaunt head sticking in there, so I'm going to paint that up to his scheme just for a little rivalry. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's my sorcerer, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Go check out foostufoo, because he definitely knows his rules. And that's it, and we'll thank you guys. Comment, rate, and subscribe, and thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later.